Jeremiah Fears update. We finally have one. I've been wondering why this has been so silent from all of the national reporters until today when Joe Tipton Edits came through. Shout out to Tipton. Does an incredible job covering the sport of college basketball. But he went team by team here and provided updates on what has happened with Jeremiah Fears and his correspondence with interested programs since he is reclassified from 2025 to 2024 and decommitted from Illinois. He is currently the number 34 overall rated player in the nation per On3 in the 24 class, ready to join the team for next season. And this is what we have learned from the Tipton article. Number one, Oklahoma was the first school to reach out to Jeremiah Fears. That seems like it is still a very serious option. Oklahoma came out very strong, was promising playing time and the role that Fears is after. It's a good play style fit. Porter Moser, good offensive coach. All in all, Oklahoma seems like a very serious candidate to still land Jeremiah Fears. Moving to some of the others that we've talked about and have been publicly made available. Kentucky did reach out. Jeremiah had tweeted that happened. But per Joe Tipton and the sources that he has spoken to, Joe does not believe that Kentucky is making a serious push at Jeremiah Fears at this time. USC was another one that Jeremiah had tweeted out. Joe Tipton says USC initially made a significant push for Jeremiah, but now they are likely moving on, according to a source. I'm just reading down the list here. Providence was another program tied to him before his commitment to Illinois. However, Providence isn't currently expected to make a move. Arizona State is a new one. We haven't heard the Sun Devils mentioned with Jeremiah before. Right down the road from Arizona Compass High School, and Quaintance and Joseph Sinone are late ads for Arizona State. They suddenly have a top 10 recruiting class in the country. So Arizona State could be a legitimate option. It sounds like they are still putting a press on for Jeremiah. But per Joe Tipton, he does not expect a decision to come until after the Peach Jam. So Jeremiah is still focused on just like hooping. I'll figure this out later. That's a lot of information. It's quite a few bits of information that make no sense to me. You want to try and break this down for me?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to break down. I mean, the one thing that's not surprising here is that it's not going to come till after the Peach Jam, just because I technically think he can't play in the Peach Jam if he does the reclass thing. Because if he reclasses, then obviously he is going to go right to college right away. So he's probably going to wait till after that to play in the Peach Jam with Indy Heat. So, I mean, the thing is, 3 of these updates are just a whole lot of nothing. It's like, yeah, they were interested, but they're not making a push. Like that was said in other words between Kentucky, USC, and Providence. And this reads like it comes down to Oklahoma and Arizona State. Now, Oklahoma, like Tipton said, was tied to Fears immediately, and is a program that would have his role and have playing time for him, and he'd be able to play in the SEC, obviously. Arizona State's an interesting one to me because you have the bag, you have the talented big man in Jaden Quintons, you have also the talented quote unquote running mate or could be running mate of Jeremiah Fears. Jeremiah Fears and Jason Sinone could form a very, very formidable freshman backcourt. I kind of like the idea of that. I wonder if the push is as serious as Tipton is saying, and obviously would make sense given the location of his current high school. I don't hate that option. Honestly, that's my favorite option that I've heard so far out of the schools that I see on this list.
I didn't even know that Jeremiah was playing at Compass.
Yeah, he was there last season.
I had no idea. That's a miss on me. I had no idea he was out there. All right. Can I say it?
Sure.
Can we cut the bullshit? Can we be honest about this for once? Like, can we do it?
Yeah.
This is so stupid. This is so incredibly stupid, Car, and you know it as much as I do, and everyone involved in this knows it is. This is a horrible decision. And I'm sorry. I love the Fears family. I love Jeremiah as a player. He was great when we got to interact with him a week ago. Jeremy, the same. I'm rooting for this family. I think they have done great by their kids over and over and over and over and over again. This is a horrible mistake. It's a horrible misstep. And that's putting aside how I feel about reclass guards in general, which is normally they always fail. They rarely ever work out when you're an undersized guard. You can't find me many examples that have helped kids' trajectories and get to the league quicker when they do this. Besides this, I'm sitting here today, and right across the timeline as we record this card, Caden Lewis, another 2025 point guard. We really like Caden Lewis. Great player. I would put him in the same bucket as Jeremiah Fears. I think they're both extremely talented, future pros, college stars. Caden Lewis is staying in the class of 2025. He just announced his final 8. Tennessee, UConn, Kentucky, Syracuse, Michigan, North Carolina, Duke, Auburn. But Jeremiah Fears is weighing Arizona State versus Oklahoma because he demands that he gets the basketball. But oh, by the way, he wants the basketball. He just doesn't even want to join his team until the season starts. This is a giant sham. Like, no, what player in college basketball history just gets to go around and say, oh, yeah, like, I'm the star here. I need the basketball, but I'm going to play Peach Jam first because I don't really care. Like, it's a disaster. It is a disaster what decision they have landed on. And I don't know if it's just Jeremiah who's forced his way to this or if it's the family who has decided this is the best path. I would assume, based on what you've told me from the past, the family didn't love this decision to begin with and maybe tried to steer him in a different direction. But the bottom line is this. This is failing him as a player because if he ends up at Oklahoma or if he ends up at Arizona State, those are not going to help him get to the league quicker. It's not going to happen. Those teams are probably not going to be very good. And even if he has the ball in his hands and he doesn't have to even show up and go to summer practices or train with, I don't know, the guys he's actually going to play with during the season, it's going to be a locker room disaster. And it's just a joke. It's a joke to me. But there's a reason clearly, like we went through USC, a program that historically doesn't give a damn about locker room concerns. Kentucky, a program that is great and desperately needs a star in the backcourt. Any coach with half a brain wouldn't sign up for this. Like, all these schools are interested in the talent that Jeremiah is, but they are correctly, aptly realizing that this entire recruitment's a joke. It's a disaster. Like, they're making one phone call to this kid, and it's like, what do you want? I want the ball, and I don't want to show up till November. Okay, no thanks. We're gone. Goodbye, Providence. Goodbye, Kentucky. Goodbye, USC. Goodbye, any coach with a brain. So I don't get it. This is a disaster, and I am begging the Fears family, if they listen to this, go back to the 25 class. Why? Why are we doing this? Go play Peach Jam, have fun, and then go get the offers you deserved in the 25 class, or even consider going back to Illinois. I'm done beating around the bush, Cart. We've danced around this for like 5 videos. This is a disaster, and the update from Tipton proves that it is a disaster.
When is the Peach Jam?
I don't know. I'm out of breath.
Next week. I'm trying to talk about he won't join till November. He could join in a month.
Like every single school in the country's been doing summer practice. Those are done by the time Peach Jam's done, aren't they?
I don't know how it works.
I don't think you get to practice July, August, September, October. I don't think it's daily.
Oh, I thought you. I don't know the summer schedule. Look, I really don't understand it. I don't. I really want, like, there's got to be some other. What's Michigan talking about? They said anything?
I would lump Dusty in with the group that has a brain here. And Cart, I want
100%.
Cart. That's not me saying I don't want him. I wish Dusty would take the risk. I wish Kentucky would take the risk, right? We've gone through all the good programs we think would benefit from Jeremiah, but clearly, if Tipton's update is every good school is backing out, like, there's obvious reasons for that. They're not all passing up on a great player for no reason. Like, there are serious concerns with this move.
It's timing. The timing is just so odd.
Even if he is a great kid and a great teammate, which I believe he is, this move paints him as a total cancer to a team. Like, no coach on earth wants to take in a 17-year-old kid that's undersized who is demanding he be the star but doesn't want to show up in practice right now? Like, it's insane. It's an insane ask. And even if it's painting him as something he's not, it's painting him as selfish. And if Eric Musselman can sniff that out, good luck. Like, I can only assume Oklahoma's in this because they're desperate or they feel desperate. Like, they're a player short. But the players on that team are going to not enjoy that. And let's be real about it. Arizona State's a disaster. Arizona State's already done this twice.
Hey, relax,
So,
relax on my Sun Devils, please.
yeah, go ask Josh Christopher how that worked out. And he's in the league. Maybe that's all you care about. But, like, it's unserious. It's an unserious program if you're a kid who cares about anything other than yourself.
I like that backcourt though.
Be a fun team. But all right. Am I too harsh? I feel like you're just saying,
No,
like,
no,
I feel like I
no,
made you uncomfortable with that.
no, no. I listen. It doesn't make much sense to me. I don't think it ever will. Um, I would just hope that there'd be some other schools besides this. But like you said, the timing of it just makes it so tough.
There would be all those schools if he stayed in 25. So, like, it's a pretty pointed choice. What do you want here? You want Arizona State? Okay, go ahead. Like, that's where this is heading, and that's Providence backed out, Cart. Like,
I guess he just really wants to play college basketball right now.
yeah, he wants to play college basketball without doing college practices right now. Like, if you want to be a college basketball player, go play college basketball
He could be there next week.
after
Literally.
Peach Jam.
Yeah, that's literally next week.
But you don't, like, no person on earth is supposed to just get that. Like, you don't get to make demands of, like, I'm the
But
star,
like,
give me the ball, and
yeah,
also I'm going to Peach
but
Jam.
timing wise though, like Will Riley just got to campus yesterday.
Right. And we talked about how it was already a weird kind of, there's some stuff there with Will Riley. Like, oh, I can't go do practice because I got to sign autographs in 2 weeks for my announcement. Like, those guys are not helpful to a culture anywhere. And again, I am frustrated because I don't think this is who Jeremiah is. It's not. It's the family's been smart. They're a great family. They're nice people. But this whole thing is a disaster. And if nobody can see that, except for all the coaches that are turning him down, like, I don't know why we have to, like, pretend anymore. Like, we don't. This is a horrible decision. And I'm really sad that this is what they're doing because I am a fan of Jeremiah's. And it's clear at this point he's going to end up in a program that's not expected to do anything next season. So, and maybe that's all he cares about. He just wants the ball. So, all right. I guess we'll see where it goes. Car, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. You know, honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when, like, you know, their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.